If you or a loved one are presently taking antibiotics, stay tuned for an important safety update.
Welcome to the YouTube channel of Michael J. Swanson. Michael is the author of How David Beats Goliath and is the CEO of Advocate Capital. And now, here's Michael.
You may have recently heard in the news some stories about antibiotics that are causing problems for some people. And so to help shed light on that, I've invited board-certified personal injury attorney Kay Van Way to join us today to help educate us about that. Kay, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
You bet. Now, so what are some of these drugs, these antibiotics, and what's the gist of the problem?
They're called fluoroquinolones, which is quite a mouthful,
Yeah.
and most people don't know these antibiotics by the name fluoroquinolones. We just call them FLQs.
Okay.
Most people would know these antibiotics by their trade names, which are quite common, like Cipro, Avelox, Levaquin, things of this nature.
Yeah.
These are what we call broad-spectrum antibiotics, which means they're commonly prescribed for all kinds of conditions, but oftentimes they're prescribed for, relatively benign, innocuous, everyday sorts of infections. The problem with these is that what the unsuspecting patient doesn't know is that recently the FDA came out and required the manufacturers of these antibiotics to strengthen their warnings, to warn that there is an increased risk of the patient developing a severe and sometimes permanent nerve condition called peripheral neuropathy. Recent medical studies have shown an association between the use of these fluoroquinolones, or FLQs, and rapid onset of peripheral neuropathy or nerve damage.
And so how does this nerve damage manifest itself?
People who are affected by this drug would know. The people that I talk to, they know. I never had this problem before with pain in my hands or my feet, tingling, nervy type of pain.
I see.
And it developed rapidly after I started taking this antibiotic.
Wow. And does it eventually go away?
It can, but oftentimes it is permanent, and it is very painful and disabling condition.
Well, if someone had more questions, Kay, and wanted to learn more about it, or thought maybe a loved one of theirs or themselves had been affected by this, how would they get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with me is to call my toll-free number, 800-489-5082.
Okay.
That's probably the best way. I represent patients all over the country for defective and dangerous drug type cases, and I have a small, experienced staff. So you would speak with a human being, not a call center overseas or anything like that. And I've educated every member of my staff about these types of cases. So if someone calls, there will be either me or a member of my staff, probably an attorney, who will speak directly with you.
Well, that's excellent. I know that's the kind of service that you're famous for delivering as well. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Kay. We really appreciate you taking time from your schedule to help us learn about this.
Absolutely, Mike. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Send your questions or comments to Michael at mike@howdavidbeatsgoliath.com.